Welcome back students. In today's lab we are going to discuss about a new concept in Prolog, and this concept is called cut and fail. So basically cut and negation has been asked many a times in GTU question paper for theory also. Explain cut and fail with example. So today we are going to discuss cut and fail with appropriate examples of cut and fail. So as we have earlier discussed even that the basic property of Prolog is backtracking. Backtracking is the characteristic of Prolog. Now what is meaning of backtracking? The same predicate, if it is used multiple number of times in Prolog, then Prolog checks for all possible solutions. Even if solution is found once, it will go ahead and keep on checking until as many same predicate is possible. So that is backtracking. So if suppose you are having parent predicate written 5 times, even if the match is found in the first predicate itself, for remaining 4 predicate also it will check and it will return you no, 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 no. So that is where backtracking comes into the picture and it makes your code inefficient. So cut and fail can rescue you for making efficient code. So here we are going to discuss about cut and fail ahead with examples. So moving ahead. So discussing the example of cut and fail. So let us see the example of cut. Let us see the program, one of the example. For example, you have written a predicate like this. Px is the head of the rule, and the tail of the rule says, body of the rule says bx, comma cx. Now this exclamation is called cut, and then you have dx and ex. Now, what is meaning of cut? What cut indicates? Cut is a goal that always succeeds. It commits prologue to choices that were made since the parent goal was called. Means whenever the goal is reached, if the goal is satisfied, that whatever you have written beyond cut, that is not going to be executed. Let me explain that in simpler word. In order to explain the cut, we will look at the piece of the cut free code first of all. Let us understand if we haven't written the previous code without cut, what will happen. So suppose you have written a code like this. Px derives ax, px gives the body bx, cx, dx, ex without cut. C. Px, fx, a1, b1, b2, c1, c2, d1 and so on. Now if you will ask a question like p of x, then how it is going to unify with the predicates you have written? It will start from the very first step. So px, so ax, so that will satisfy a1. So first of all, x equal to 1 will be the answer. Then the second, as it is backtracking, so even if the first predicate is matching, it will go to the second also. So it will have b px once again. So bx comma cx comma dx comma ex. So for b it will go to 1 also. Then for x equal to 1 it will go to c also, and so on. Let us see with the tree, so it will be more clear. So px, for px there are 3 possibilities. The first possibility is the first predicate it is going to match with ax. So x equal to 1 will be matched. Then the second possibility, second predicate call is bx, cx, dx, ex. So what will happen here? It will first of all check for the value 1. But for value 1, only values are available for x equal to 1. It is matching for a, b and c. But for d and e, x equal to 1 is not there. So it will fail for that. It won't satisfy for that. But so it won't satisfy. You won't get the answer. Why? Because you don't have over here d1 and e1. Are you getting this? b1, first of all it will take b1, so x equal to 1. Then it will check c1 is available, c1 is available, d1 is available, d1 is not available, e1 is available, not available. Now as AND operation is there, it will be like 1 1 0 0, so it will fail. So value 1 is not satisfied. Now for 2, what will happen? Then next what will happen? A2, B2, C2, E2, sorry, B of X. So B2. So X equal to 2. So it will check C2 is available. Yes, it is available. D2 is available. Yes. E2 is available. Yes. And hence for the value X equal to 2, it will get the answer. So see, E2 is also available. So X equal to 2 will be returned as the answer. The next possibility is it will be checking for PX is FX. So directly f of 3. So if the value of x is 3, that will be returned. So you will get the value as x equal to 1 because of this possibility. For the second possibility, answer is x equal to 2, and for the third possibility, you will be getting answer as x equal to 3. So 3 answer will be returned by this particular code. Suppose you want that as soon as the first answer is given, then it should cut, it should not go ahead, then cut operator can be used. So how we are going to use, and again there will be no. For the conditions which are not satisfied, it will be returning no for this particular situation. Okay, moving ahead. Suppose we'll be inserting cut over here, then how it is going to work. Now wherever you have cut, it indicates that whatever solutions you have received before cut, they should be satisfied, and ahead it should not be checking for the same predicate name. So the answer will be x equal to 1 and no. How? Let us see that. So here you have cut over here. So first of all, P of X is the question. So it will go and check the first predicate. So A1, A of X. So A of 1. So the value of X equal to 1 will be returned. Okay. So first of all, it will P of X. So X equal to 1 will be returned. Then it will go over here. See, before cut, what you have BX and CX. So it will check for B of 1. So the value of X is 1. So it will check for C of X, that is 1 also. So what will happen over here? Yes, it will check for X equal to 1. Okay. Now for that condition, it will check that for D1 and E1 is also available. No. So it will fail. So what will happen now? For the next possibility, for the next, all these conditions it will check. And as D1 and E1 is not available, it will return no. But for the next, as cut is encountered, the next possibility P, that is P of X is equal to F of X won't be checked, and the remaining value of X, that is X equal to 2, that will also not be checked. So see these two branches, as we have seen earlier, these two branches will be cut. So only for the X equal to 1, it will check and it will return no after X equal to 1. But the remaining value of X equal to 2, the next possibilities are not going to be checked, and the next call of P of X won't even happen, as cut has encountered beforehand. Okay, so that is use of cut. Now cut only commits us to choices made since the parent goal was unified with the left hand side of the clause containing the cut. Now cut has two types, green cut and red cut. So let us try to understand with the example, simpler example. Consider the following predicate of max that succeeds if the third argument is maximum of the first two. So let us say max x y is y if x is less than or equal to y, and max x y is x if x is greater than y. We have already written this code earlier, right? So this is correct. If you want to add, so now see, when we will be supplying the value, what will happen over here? See, max 233. So what answer you will get over here? True, because 2 is less than 3. If you will execute max x 737, then what answer you will get? Once again, 7 is larger, so you will get yes. Okay, it is correct. Now 232, so it will give you no. And for max 235. So see what will happen over here, 2, 3 and 5. 5 is larger, still it is giving you the answer no. Are you getting this? 5 is larger value, since still it is going to give you answer no. Now what is happening over here? Suppose you will be having variable. Instead of having that, if you will use variable, max of x, y is y if x is less than or equal to y if y is larger, and max of x, y is x if x is greater than y. Okay, now suppose you will be adding cut over here, means x, y, maximum of x and y is y if x is less than or equal to y, and cut means if the maximum value is reached, then once again it should not be checking and returning no. Otherwise what happens? See, in the previous example, if you will have if you will have this, then what will happen? It will return you yes and then no, yes also and no also. 2, 3, 3. So 2, 3, 3. Yes, here it is matching. Still it will go over here, and as the condition is false, it will return you no. So at that position, we don't want to backtrack, and hence if we introduce cut over here like this, x is equal, if x is equal to or less than y, then cut. In that case, what will happen once this condition is satisfied? In that case, further the same name of predicate is not going to be executed. So this won't be executed, and no will not be returned. So that it will cut itself. These kind of cuts are called green cuts. Cuts that do not change the meaning of a predicate are called green cut. So see, this is the example of green cut. So if in the exam there is a question like explain cut and fail, for cut you have to explain example of both green cut and red cut. So this is the example of green cut. Why? because it is not changing the meaning of the program and output of the program. It is just making your program efficient. Once again, what is use of cut over here? If you don't have cut, the answer will be it for the condition is true, it will be giving yes, and for the condition is false, it will be giving no also. You must have observed this for many programs like the parent program also. Even if the answer is got, you get true and then no, false, false. So if you don't want to backtrack again and again, what you can do is once the solution is found, have cut. So it won't go for the same predicate to be checked once again. If this is false, then only it will go over here. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? Okay. So that is how this is called green cut. Now, what is a red cut? If you change the body of the max program here, like max is equal to x, y, y, if x is less than or equal to y. But we already know that if this condition is false, then the maximum value is going to be x itself. So why we should be checking once again? In that case, instead of writing this body over here, we can directly write max x, comma y, comma x. Because we already know that x is going to be larger. So we may not write the body, right? So what we are doing over here, we are changing the meaning of the predicate over here, and this code may behave correct in certain cases, but in certain cases it will give wrong answer also. So the this kind of cut which is changing the meaning of predicate is called red cut. This kind of, see, maximum of 200 and 300 and then x. So it is going to return you x equal to 300. Okay. Yes. But if you have max equal to 400, 300x, then you will get the answer as x equal to 400, yes. But if it is like 200, 300, 200, then what will happen over here? It will give you true. Why? Actually, it should be false, but it will give you true. Why? Because it will go here, 200, 300. Okay, now the 200 this condition is not satisfied. So it will go here and it will return you true. So this is making it ambiguous. Okay, so the code where whenever you introduce cut like this, where it is changing the meaning of predicate and the output is even changed, it is called red cut. Unification after crossing the cut. Max x, y, z. X is less than or equal to y, cut y equal to z. Now this will work. This will work because what will happen? That if the first condition is satisfied, then it is going to cut. Otherwise, only the value of y will be assigned as z. So what is meaning of red cut and green cut? Green cut is this is the example of green cut where you are not changing the predicate. The body is as it is. You are just adding the cut for making it efficient. So the predicate is not changed and even the output won't change. This is the example of red cut where you are changing the predicate and even the output may change depending on the values you have supplied. And red cuts are the risky cuts and they may create the problems in your code. So what is advisable? You should be using green cut. Okay. So this is all about cut. Now we'll be discussing about fail. What is fail? So as the name suggests, this is a goal that will immediately fail when Prolog tries to prove it. But that may not sound too useful, but remember when Prolog fails, it tries to backtrack. So many times what we want to do is we want to just see whenever a predicate is satisfied, the body will execute. But if we want that, if whenever a predicate is satisfied, it should backtrack, then fail should be used. Means whenever a predicate, suppose this predicate is satisfied, you want to backtrack, then fail should be used. Fail is used with the keyword fail, fail in small case letters. So let us take a sample example. Enjoy Vincent, comma X, Big Kahuna Burger X. Then you have a cut and fail, and so on. Now suppose you'll be executing this like this. Enjoys Vincent, comma A. So enjoy Vincent, comma A. First of all, it will go over here and it will unify the value of X equal to A. So first of all, it will go over here, Big Kahuna Burger, and the value of X will be A. Okay. So and then cut and fail. So what will happen over here? Yes. So what is going to happen over here? This is not going to be satisfied. And see, when cut will be executed, after cut, what you have fail? What you have is fail. Meaning of fail is you have to backtrack. So it will go over here and it will backtrack. So in backtrack, it will check for burger X. So burger A. Now burger A is Big Mac A. So Big Mac A is already present and hence it is going to return you yes. So when you want that whenever your predicate is satisfied and it should backtrack, it should, in that case, you should be using fail. Suppose it is enjoy Vincent B. In that case, what will happen? The value of x will be b. So big kahuna burger b. Now big kahuna burger b is already available. So you will have cut over here. Now after that, even what you are going to do is fail means backtrack, and it should go ahead. The conditions are not satisfied, and hence it is going to return you false. So that way you can check the value. Now what is meaning of fail? So the meaning of fail is whenever you want explicitly that whenever predicate is satisfied, it should fail. You should be using fail predicate. The cut and fail combination seems to be offering us some form of negation. It is called negation as failure. So mostly cut and fail are used together. So if suppose it is used like negate goal, then goal, cut and fail, negate goal. So second clause makes sure that negate succeeds if goal was not satisfied. Whenever goal is not satisfied, then it will backtrack and you will come over here. So whenever you want to ensure that whenever predicate is satisfied, at that time it should backtrack and go ahead, fail should be used. Whenever you want that the multiple same predicate should not be checked, one solution is found, cut should be used. And cut and fail should be used for negation as failure. So that is all we need to know about cut and fail. Let us understand one more interpretation of cut, which is very simpler to understand. Let me explain that. Okay. So let us see this example. Okay. So let us see this example. So let us take one example. The store owners, you are going to a store and you want to buy a hammer. So you will go and ask for a hammer. The storekeeper shows you a hammer, but you want a bigger hammer. So you will say no, I don't want this hammer. Then the shopkeeper will show you another hammer. Again you will say I will require bigger. The shopkeeper will keep on showing you again and again, but you won't get the size you require, right? So ultimately what will happen? You will leave the shop without hammer. Why? Because the shopkeeper has failed. So you won't get the hammer and the shopkeeper has failed. This is the example of fail. Means even if you enter the shop, even if the predicate is satisfied, you will return without any outcome. Means it has failed. So this is the example of fail. What is example of cut? Cut means the solution is found and you want to return and you don't want to backtrack. Suppose you enter the same shop and you ask for a hammer. So shopkeeper has showed you one hammer, but you require a bigger size. So you will ask for a bigger hammer. Shopkeeper has showed you a bigger hammer and you are satisfied with it. So you will keep that hammer, pay for it and leave the shop. So solution is reached. Hence you are not going to check for more solutions ahead. That is called cut. Okay. So these are the meaning of cut and fail that we need to understand properly. Now, ahead of cut and fail, we need to understand two more predicates or library functions. They are read and write. So this read and write, they are the Prolog predicates that we can use, Prolog library functions which we can use for entering values from the keyword and for displaying a message on the screen. So suppose you want to read values in the list, means you want to read multiple values through keyboard, not the static list. Then you can create a read list function. How read list function can be created? As we already know that list should be made recursively. A terminating condition should be there. So over here, the read list function, read list, the terminating condition over here is read list and empty brackets. So empty brackets indicate that it will terminate when the list is empty. Otherwise what it will do, head and tail are passed. Now see how read works. You have to pass one variable at a time. One variable at a time. So if I will write read capital X, whatever I will enter through keyboard, that will be stored in the variable capital X. So as I have written read capital H, whatever I will enter through keyboard, that will be stored in the variable capital H. So once I have entered the value, that is stored in the head, and then what I'm doing, comma, and once again recursively called read list function, and now what I'm passing over here, capital key, that is tail. So once again read list function will be called, and you will be entering one more value through keyboard, that will be made head of the remaining tail. So the first value you have entered, that will be head, and the next you will enter will be the head of the tail. So if suppose you have entered 1, it will be the first value, then you entered 2, so it will be the second value, and so on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in sequence you will be entering the value. So read is used for entering one value at a time through keyboard. Is it clear to everyone? You can use it without list also. Just write on the prompt read capital X and execute, and it will ask you for the value that will be stored in the variable X. What is meaning of writing the predicate write? Write is used in two ways. You may write a static message, or you may display the value of a variable. If I want to display a static string, I can write like write in round brackets in double quotation hello. Then hello will be printed on the screen. Like if I'll be writing like write hello. Okay, so what will happen? Hello will be printed on the screen. Are you getting? Hello will be the output in this case. Okay, so I guess this is visible to everyone. So what is purpose of write? Write is used for either printing the value of a variable or a static string. If you want to print a static string, it should be enclosed in double quotation. If you want to print the value of a variable, then write should be passed over here, that variable whose value you want to print. So if you want to print entire list, then you need to write a recursive function. So write list. When it will terminate, when the list is empty, up till that it will keep on printing the values again and again. So write list h comma t. Okay, what will be the first value it will be printing? Only a single value at a time can be printed using the write function. So you will be passing a list to write list for displaying it. What will be the first value in the body that is going to be displayed? Write h. So write h is the library function that will be printing one value, that is the value of the head value. So write h. Then you recursively call write list, and what you are going to pass over here? Capital T. Capital T means the remaining element. So once again that will call over here. So suppose your list contains 1, 2, 3, 4. Suppose your list contains 1, 2, 3, 4, these values. So initially 1 will be printed with H, then 2, 3, 4 will be passed over here as a tail. So once again write list will be called, and now the head will be, as the remaining tail contains 2, 3, 4, now the head will be 2. So the next value it is going to print over here will be 2. And what will be the remaining tail now? 3, 4. So once again 3, 4 will be passed over here. So what will be the next head which is going to be printed? 3. What will be the next tail which is going to be passed over here? Only 4. So once again this will be called with only 4. So what will be the head printed over here? 4. What it will pass over here? Empty list. And as empty list is found, it will terminate. So this is how it is going to print the entire list using write list function. These read list and write list are the function that have been asked many a times in GTU question paper. They are very easy and you should remember. Read is used for only for reading the value. Write is used in two purposes. Either you can write the value of a variable, or you can write a static message also, like this hello in double quotation full stop. So hello will be printed. So if you want to enter the value and print a message also, it can be written like write enter value of let us say X and then comma. So what will happen every time you are entering the value, it will print the message enter the value of X, and after that only you will be entering the value through keyboard. So this is the static string that is going to be displayed on displayed, and after that this write h is going to be printing the printing the value that has been printed. Okay, so write is also used for printing the static message. So this is how you have to implement. So what do you have understood today? Cut, fail, read and write. So cut, how why cut is used, why fail is used, how read as a library function is used, how write as a library function is used, that you should have understood properly for performing the programs which you are supposed to perform for today's assignment. The assignment will be posted along with that you have to implement, which is from GTU practical list also. And these programs have been asked many times in GTU question paper also. If you have any query or doubt, you may ask us by whatever mode you are comfortable with. Okay, so that's all for today. If you have any query or doubt, ask and perform the programs and submit before coming lab. Thank you.